All right, shalom. This is Kanaksa Armband Yasharala from the GMS Lions Den Camp. First and foremost, I'd like to say Kyle Halayim La Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Harikar Kodash Ma'amah. Double honors to the elder apostles, great millstone, and salutations to the Arkin that are pushing the truth and sincerity and truth throughout the four corners of the earth. And peace and blessings to the men, women, and children that believe in the name of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. All right. This lesson I'm going to do today is basically talk about a paradigm shift in the universe. That's what we're witnessing right now. Um, our own logical ways of thinking as the whole world was really basically set up as from the concept of this system that was set up by the so-called white man, which is the devil. All right, this demonic matrix that we're living in right now is shifting into a righteous state. All right, so the energy is shifting from negative to positive. All right, from a spiritual sense, and we're witnessing the power of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, and He's doing it right before our eyes, like how it says, turning back our captivity. All right, putting us back in the state of mind that we were in before the captivity became, but in a more righteous sense. And we're watching that happen um, right before our eyes, which is a beautiful thing. We're actually able to see the manifestation of the power of the Almighty Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. And it's so beautiful. And he's telling us, so he's like, it's like when we read the scriptures, it's like he's telling us a story, like we're sitting by a campfire, right? And he's just telling us a story, like reading us a bedtime story. So what does the scripture say? This is the rest where I cause the weary to rest. All right. So it's like he's reading us a bedtime story to comfort us when it's dark, right? You know, when it's night out, you know, when it's time for you to go to bed, you like as a little kid, you're like, well, can you read me a bedtime story? You know? So if you think about it from a spiritual sense, the Bible is our nightlight, right? And when we read the scriptures, you know, it's like how about Shimi Shai is telling us a story. Now, we're reaching the climax of the story where you're seeing a paradigm shift in the universe. All right. And a couple examples of the paradigm shift is at one point in time the earth people that believed the earth was flat and their way of thinking that the earth was flat was changed, shifted into another direction by understanding that the earth was round. But now you have people reverting back to that earth and flat type way of thought process. So the way certain science is analyzed and displayed, all right, when it shifts into another direction or explained or taught a different way, it becomes a paradigm shift. All right. so So we're seeing that shift from wickedness to righteousness. Because what? Because what? All right, all right. This is Job chapter 9 verse 24. This says, "The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the face of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he?" So that was the whole purpose. All right, for the devil to be the wicked to be spread up to inherit the whole earth at this time to create a paradigm shift of straight wickedness throughout the earth. All right. That was one shift right there. All right. So now you're seeing the next shift to where, you know, where the Most High, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, is shifting the wickedness out of the way, sifting the wickedness, rooting it out, right? And and basically setting up the righteous. Okay. Let me go back to the paradigm shift. All right. It says paradigm shift, a fundamental change in approach or underlining assumptions. All right. So a paradigm shift is a concept identified by the American physicist and philosopher Thomas Kuhn. All right, is a fundamental change in the basic concept and experimental practice of a scientific discipline. All right, what is a scientific discipline? They call them the laws of physics, That's a scientific discipline. But what about the laws of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai? What is science really? Science really means knowledge. So the scientific discipline that we're really supposed to be following behind is the words of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. And you're seeing a paradigm shift between falling behind the words of man and falling behind the words of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. All right, so go down here to what happens when a paradigm shifts. All right, it says, accordingly, a paradigm shift is defined as an important change that happens when the usual way of thinking about or doing something is replaced by a new and different way. And more than 50 years after Kahn's famous book, these definitions may seem intuitive rather than technical. All right. So basically, it changes the way of thinking or doing something, replaces it with a new and different way. All right. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna get a scripture on there. All right, real quick. It's Isaiah 65 and 17. All right, so it changes a way of thinking, an old way of thinking into a new way. It says, all right, this is Isaiah 65 and 17. It said, for behold, I create new heavens and a new earth, and the former shall not be remembered, nor come into mind. But be ye glad and rejoice forever in that which I create. For behold, I create Jerusalem a rejoicing, and her people a joy. All right, so now we're mourning. We're in the state of mourning now. But you're seeing a shift in the universe where we're going to be in the state of joy, of rejoicing. Okay? All right, so it says, behold, I created new heavens and a new earth. All right, so basically, and the former shall not be remembered nor come into mind. So our minds are going to be totally shifted and changed into a righteous way of thinking. All right, you're seeing that being manifest right now. Okay, all right. So basically, what's happening with this paradigm shift? You're seeing what these are some of the things that happen that you know what's about to happen. You see the fluctuation in the economy, the fluctuation in the the going rates and the worth of the different currencies in different countries. Um, you're seeing uh, nations that once were thought of as a second to third world country rising up and being powerful and mighty. Iran, Syria, you know, just for an example. And you're seeing nations that were thought to be powerhouse nations being brought down. All right, which is America and the so-called white man. So you're seeing a shift in energy and a shift in the universe right now. All right, and it's all done by the will and the power of Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai. That's just it. So what's happening right now? Esau's being brought down, and we're being brought back up. I mean, or Esau's being brought down to his place because what he did, well, he brought us down by putting Esau up over us because they were at the bottom. You know what I'm saying? So they had to be rose up to some level because if we hit the bottom, we're gonna be at the same level that they are. So they had to be risen up. All right, but now they're being taken down. All right, so let me get a scripture real quick that kind of explains paradigm shift. Okay. 3:1. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 1. It says, to everything there is a season and a time, to for every purpose under the heaven. A time to be born and a time to die. A time to plant and a time to pluck up that which is planted. A time to kill and a time to heal. A time to break down and a time to build up. A time to weep and a time to laugh, and a time to mourn and a time to dance. All right, so these are just showing the different contrasts, the different shifts. The time to do this and the transition to a time to do that. That's the shift. That's the paradigm. That's a shift in energy, right there. All right. So these are, and right now we're watching it. We're watching what this scripture is talking about manifest. All right. So it says to everything. Start back at 1. To everything there is a season and a time. Right now is a season of the so-called white man to go out in perdition. All right. As a matter of fact, Slucky. Are you angry today? Man, Slucky. All right. This is Revelation chapter 20. All right. And 3 it says, and cast him into, wait, Slucky, start at 1. Start at 1. It says, I saw an angel come down from heaven having the key of the bottomless pit and a great chain in his hand. All right, I want to say that's Nerva. I'm not sure about that. It's either Septimius Severus or Nerva. Additionally, keys. I mean, Yahweh Shai got the keys to hell, but he ruleth in the kingdom of men. All right, it says, and he had laid hold on the dragon, that old serpent, which is the devil and Satan, because during the Byzantine Empire, they were the bottomless pit is Europe, and the serpent and Satan that they were talking about Esau being bounded up for those thousands of years during the Byzantine Empire. All right, it says, which, and he laid hold on the dragon, the old serpent, which is the devil and Satan, and bound him 1,000 years, and cast him into the bottomless pit, and shut him up, and set a seal upon him, that he should not deceive the nations no more till the 1,000 years shall be fulfilled, and after that he must be loosed a little season. All right. So that little season that he was loose, he was let out. He was let out to go straight into perdition. All right. All right. So go jump down to 7. It says, and when the 1,000 years are expired, Satan shall be loosed out of his prison, and he shall go deceive the nations which are in the four corners of the earth, Gog and Magog, to gather them together to battle, the number of whom the sand is as the sand of the sea. All right. So basically, he was let out to go deceive the nations, right? To go into perdition. Okay, that's his whole purpose. Now he's not needed anymore, so we're seeing a shift. All right, and it's going back towards to the righteous side. So, come on, man, that foolishness. All right, so let's go to Second Ezra chapter 6, verse 7. I'm late. Okay. All right, late. Whatever. All right, this is Second Ezra chapter 6, verse 7. It says, then answered I and said, what shall be the parting asunder of the times, or when shall the end of the first and the beginning of it that followeth? So this is he was asking, when is that shift, when is that paradigm shift going to happen? That's what Ezra was asking. It says, and he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. All right, the hand of man is betwixt the heel and the hand of the other, and the heel and the hand. All right. Other question, Ezra, asked thou not. So basically, he was telling them, like, when you see Esau coming down, all right, by the hand of Jacob, because Jacob's going to win those race wars. Um, well, basically, Esau's coming down by the, what I'm saying, by the hand of Jacob, because, what I'm saying, Yahushua's taking him down, you know. And when Yahushua came down here in his human form, he came through the bloodline of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. So, well, that just represents us taking them down. All right. So that's what you're seeing happen in the shift in energy. All right. Come on, dude. So now let me get a couple more scriptures. It's Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 3. It says, for the vision is yet for an appointed time, but in the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry. All right. So basically, it's telling you, hey, for a short while, this is going to be happening. However, after this, there's something else that's going to happen too. Like. So basically, Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai is going to root out all evil. In fact, let me get Proverbs It's like 2 and 2 and 2. It says, "But the wicked shall be cut off from the earth, and the transgressors shall be rooted out of it." So, like I read in Job 9:24, it says the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. All right. So now the wicked are going to be rooted out and cut off from the earth. All right. That's what you're witnessing happening with all the things that are going on in the world, with the wildfires, with the mass shootings, with everything that's going on, man. It's all a shift in energy done by Yahweh Shem Shai. All right. This is Hebrews 12:25. It says, all right, "See that ye refuse not him that speaketh. For if they escape not who refuse him that speaketh on earth, much more shall not we escape, Slaki. If we turn away from him that speaketh from heaven, whose voice then shook the earth, but now he promised, saying, Yet once more I shake not the earth only, but also heaven. And this word yet once more signifieth the removing of those things that are shaken, as of the things that are made, that those things which cannot be shaken, all right, may remain. And those are things that cannot be shaken are the ones that are rooted in Yahweh Shem Shai. All right. Wherefore we receiving a kingdom which cannot be moved, yet us have grace whereby we may serve Yahweh acceptably with reverence and godly fear. All right, for our power is a consuming fire. All right, so we're watching our power at work. We're watching him just hand the kingdom over, take the kingdom, take the earth from the so-called white man and hand it over to us. We're witnessing it happen right now as we speak, man. You know. All right, I'm gonna get one more scripture. Oh, two more scriptures. This is 2 Peter chapter 3, verse 12. It says, "Looking for and hasting until the coming of the day of Yahweh Shem Shai, wherein the heavens being on fire shall be dissolved, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. Nevertheless, we, according to his promise, look for new heavens and a new earth, wherein dwelleth righteousness." And that's the point, man. So we look for this paradigm shift, the shift in the universe, man. All right, and I'm gonna close it out with Revelation 21:1. It says, "And I saw a new heaven and a new earth, for the first heaven and the first earth were passed away, and there was no more sea. And I, John, saw the holy city, New Jerusalem, coming down from Yahweh out of heaven, prepared as a bride adorned for her husband. And I heard a great voice out of heaven saying, Behold, the tabernacle of Yahweh is with men, and he dwelleth with them, and they shall be his people, and a power himself shall be with them and be their power." All right? And it says, "Yahweh shall wipe away all tears from their eyes, and there shall be no more death, and no more sorrow, nor crying, neither shall there be any more pain, for the former things are passed away." And that's just it. All right. So we're in the house of mourning right now. Pretty soon we're going to be in the house of feasting. All right. With that being said, I want to give all glory and praise to say, Kal Halayim La Yahweh, Ba Hashem Yahweh Shai, Ba Hashem Harakakwadash Ma'amath. Double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone, and salutations to the Arking that are pushing the truth and sincerity and truth, and peace and blessing to the men, women, and children that believe in the name of Yahweh Ba Hashem Yahweh Shai. All right, the shift is almost done. We're almost out of here. Shalom.